everyone, I'm Richard Fredrickson and this is Profiles, and we have traveled to the west side of Joliet, and we just got finished with an hour and a half of skating at the rink. I'm about ready to go for another 6K with Dick Schuster, but before we do that, I'd like to introduce you to two good friends. They happen to be the Trafton brothers. They're no longer on the tour. They're here in Joliet, and they're going to open the door to maybe one or two of you who haven't been out here yet, to the dock at Inwood. So hello to, let's see, I believe that's Rick behind that beard there, and Mike Trafton, and we're going to meet some of the staff members as well here. This is one of my favorites, and hopefully, if things work out, we'll be able to use this site for some other interviews that we have planned down the line here on Channel 6 and YouTube. Welcome to you folks on YouTube watching us right now. This is quite a this is quite a place. But to begin with, we'll put this up on the screen, but at the same time, Mike, kind of give us some contact information, the location, the address, all that good stuff.
You got it, Richard. First of all, thanks for having us on. We're 3000 West Jefferson. We're located inside the Inwood athletic facility. So, you know, the health club right here behind us, right next to us is the ice rink. And then as you come into the facility, if you look to the west, that's where you'll find us. And you'll see our outside patio and our covered patio where we're at today. And then not during COVID times, you know, when we're opening the inside, we have a wonderful inside seating area and a beautiful bar. So here we are, you know, west side of Joliet, right by the football field. If you look a little hard, you find us, and trust me, we're worth it.
It's well worth it.
Well worth it.
And now, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, but as you drive down Jefferson, you look for this wrapped truck, and you're going to find some. That's a good location. Right now, it's parked right next to us because we're going to go out there and well, I'll tell you about that later on. We're going to go and sample some things here that they're well known for. Okay, so 815-630 should be up there at 3966 is the number to call, and the hours and days you're open?
We're open every day of the week from 11 a.m. Kitchen closes at 10 p.m. and we'll close the bar, you know, area when needed, you know, but usually, you know, it's 11 o'clock now, and we're not open much past 11, 12 o'clock anyway. So we're kind of the family place is what I like to call it. So
it's a big, to me, it's an enlargement of what we used to watch on TV for years, Cheers, because, you know, it's family, it's friends, it's neighbors. If they don't know your name, they'll know your name before you leave, because it's that kind of a place. What are you famous for? And now, don't tell me about the margaritas yet. Let's just talk about the food first, okay?
Sure.
And then we'll talk about you two coming off the tour, the rap tour, and then we'll get into the margaritas. So I will tell you my favorite is a hamburger, but there's a lot of things here.
Sure. Yeah, we are known for our food because everything is homemade here. It's made from scratch. We have a wonderful kitchen that does a great job for us. Our salads are wonderful. If you want to go work out, then come in here, and you still want to stay good, have one of our delicious salads. We have Cobb salads, we have salmon salads, we have buffalo chicken salads, and if you want to be bad, we can cater to that palate too. we have smoked goods, we have pulled pork, we have brisket. Like I said, we have pizza. Our pizza is wonderful. It's one of my favorites. I know it's one of Mike's favorites, and there's a lot of competition in Joliet. You know, we spoke earlier on WJOL. The competition is fierce in Joliet for a good pizza, and we feel like we can kind of hang with the best of them as far as the pizza goes. But yeah, I encourage everyone to come out, give us a shot, try our food. I think you'll be surprised.
You know, the pizza, or whether it's a burger, whatever, you always have to match it with the ambiance, the environment, and the people, and it's unbeatable right here. Is that a commercial? I'm not supposed to do commercials in here. I better cut that out. Don't have that in there. You're the historian, so we're going to go to you first, and then we'll open up some doors, and we'll take a look at more food and your career in rapping.
Sure.
And we'll do all of that. But first, a little history, a little background. How in the world did this come about?
Absolutely. So the history actually goes back 14 years. You know, I was part of a restaurant venture in New Lenox back in 2007 called Charleston's Bar and Grill, and it was a good experience. It was a tough time, 07, 08. Everything crashed, and we had to learn to adapt and try new things to stay alive. You know, it's kind of similar to this COVID experience. You know, the crash of 07, 08.
Right.
Similar, but not similar in a lot of ways for businesses because you had to fight for survival. We fought for about 7 years in New Lenox. Things went fine. We were able to sell just prior to opening the location in Minooka called Doc Rott's. Doc Rott's is where we started our margarita flights. It was a success there, but I felt like we needed to take it to a different level. So in 2018, this spot, which used to be Traditions, became available. I actually read about it in the patch. I immediately called Mike, and I said, Mike, I think this location, with our ties to Joliet and some of the experience I have, I felt like our business model was already in place. My wife and I, we worked hard for years. We needed a strategic partner to work with us on this, someone with deep ties to the community. And I had trouble finding someone, then I thought of Mike last minute. And but Mike was a perfect fit. Mike has a lot of energy, had some time on his hands, being retired. I felt like he wanted to dabble. I approached him on it, and he couldn't have been any more excited about taking part with this. And Mike's, since we started this, he's been all in on it. It's been great, and it's kind of helped me because spin in a lot of different ways from the business standpoint. Mike's taken a lot of pressure off me to do he's like my offensive lineman. He doesn't, a lot of stuff he doesn't show up on the stats, but I wouldn't be able to concentrate on stuff like the margarita truck and dealing with vendors and stuff like that if it wasn't for him, and he stays in his lane on working with people and organizing some events. My wife does all our social media and dealing with parties. I deal with the vendors aspect of it. I think one of our most important cogs to this whole thing is our manager, Nikki. She's been with me since 2007 at Charleston. So to have someone stick with you for so long, we're 14 years. I mean, she's part of the family, and she kind of makes us look a little bit better than we are, but we're not going to apologize for that.
No, and she was the one who I originally talked to arrange these interviews here.
That was one of my deals when I came along. I said, wait a minute, is Nikki coming? He said, yeah. I said, then I'm in. So,
yeah, so it's actually worked out really, really, really well, and I couldn't be any happier.
How long have you been open?
Since December of 2018. So a year and, 9 months?
Yeah. Lots of evolution during that period of time.
Lots of evolution. It's been fun, This COVID thing is actually, it's been a blessing, it's been a curse, but I think from the experience we had in 07, 08, having to adapt and change and get beat up a little bit, right? You got to get beat up in life to be able to succeed. And I feel like we've taken COVID and we've adapted and we've been nimble, and we came up with the margaritas and flights to go and all that stuff. And I don't know how we came out of this on the upside, but somehow, we're one of the stories where we've been able to succeed in a downtime.
Well, it's your reputation in the food and the margarita. So now the concept of these flights and the margaritas really started out then was it New Lenox or
in Minooka?
In Minooka.
Yeah.
Okay. So how'd that happen?
So it's our own homemade recipe. We make everything from scratch. The mix is all homemade. It's our secret recipe. Did I give you the recipe?
I have it, but I'm not allowed to talk about it, Richard.
All right. So we knew our margaritas were really good. I mean, excellent. They're from scratch. We're able to roll this into 21 different flavors. So our one main batch can go 21 flavors. So lime can be strawberry, lime can be blue cotton candy, lime can be watermelon, banana. It doesn't matter what it could be. We could spin it into all these things, and it's been wonderful. Like 28,000 margarita wonderful. Since COVID started, we've sold, I think the number I just checked, it was like 27,855, and I think 21,000 of those has been since March. So it's been something that I'm proud to be a part of. Can't take all the credit. Stars had to align. I mean, Mike, my wife, my sister-in-law Melissa, Nikki, great staff. I mean, it's been if we didn't have everyone going our way, it wouldn't have happened.
And I forgot to bring the calculator I mentioned to you earlier. Well, Mike is the one who counts all the.
It's one of my jobs around here. I'm a counter.
Yes, Mike is in charge of cleaning bathrooms and counting margaritas.
Exactly.
But hey, he never complains.
That's great.
Richard, you got to know your role. That was part of the deal too, and you know where I came from. And I was like, Rick, I want to be it, but you've got to run. You know, Rick's got to run the show. I mean, he knows the business. I'm here to help. I'm proud to be part of this team. You know, but I think I know my role as well. You know what I mean? He knows what he does extremely well. I'm very proud of him. I mean, this is his vision. You know, and I've been lucky enough to be brought along. So, you know, when you got something good, you don't mess it up. You know, you help where you can, and I think you know how we want to treat our people here. Our people at Joliet are important to me, very important. In the whole area, I think this is a very special area. And when people come in here, I want them to realize, hey, this is the Trafton family here. You know, this is Rick, this is Julie, this is Mike, this is Melissa, and our staff is our family. You know, and when you come here, you want to be treated like you're coming to the home. You know, and that means a lot to me. And we're just going to keep operating that way.
When you first opened up, you know, that very first day,
Sure.
what were your expectations?
And you know, Rick knew a lot more than me. I didn't know what to expect at all, and I was overwhelmed at the beginning. I really was. You know, I was like, wow, this is really something.
In his defense, I knew he was going to be like that. I didn't bring him on to expect him to do all these things he couldn't do. I brought him on to bring energy, to learn, to have fun with it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Mike doesn't need this. He's retired, but he wanted to be part of it, and it was a win-win for me and Julie when Mike and Melissa decided to come in, because I know he loves the city, you know, and that kind of radiates to people. They could tell when we're here. There's a comfort level, and it's been wonderful. And you know, like Mike was talking about our staff is wonderful, and we treat them like our family, and I think that shows. I feel like, I mean, they show their happiness when they wait on tables, and that's the only way you can succeed in a business. It really is.
Just, you know, I know you're saying, why don't you mention what Mike Trafton's retired from? So I'm going to do that. He was our former police chief, okay? There you go. Now, were you retired also?
Yes.
Yes, and what were you retired from, Oldaware One?
From the police department also.
Really?
I was wearing two hats at one point. I was learning the restaurant business and being a police officer, and you know, I had some good mentors and tutelage along the way to help me get to this point. So once I got to the point where I could retire and I could go all in, it's been wonderful. It really has been.
You know, when you start a business like this, and a successful one, for you folks out there, now that you know where these two are retired from, it's like a trip to Door County with your wife, and she sees all these little boutique shops, and says, let's buy a shop. You know, winter comes and there's a little different story up there. Or the guy sees a little, you know, Wisconsin bar with Ham's Beer sign on the outside, and he's like, I want to own a bar. Well, that's what's called a fantasy. This is what's called a dream come true.
Correct.
You know, the great American dream here at on the deck, the flight deck of the dock at Inwood. And what I want to turn to now is, and you mentioned a few of these things earlier, but as you come in, there's the outside deck, and there's a covered deck here. You're open every day of the week, 11 to 10 o'clock at night, roughly. What's the most ordered food item on the menu? And then what's the most, I think I know the answer, adult beverage that is ordered here?
Well, the adult beverage is easy. It's the margarita, and it's the strawberry margarita by far. So I had Nikki pull the numbers the other day for me, and by far it's our number one seller. So it's a great margarita. Strawberry. And I think we're going to have one of those for you, bud.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny, as far as the food goes, I run product mix weekly to see what we're selling, how much we're selling of it. And we're really, all our food gets ordered. I mean, burgers are always generally going to be your number one, but our smoked items, the pork, the brisket, they're up there. Our salads, specifically our salmon salad, is a big seller. So to kind of separate one from the other, I think across the board, we're pretty even. We really are. So, which tells me the kitchen's doing something right. It means everything's being consistent.
How do you order when, you know, a few weeks back, you're able to be outside and inside? Now it's strictly as of this airing. I don't know when you'll be watching this or how many times it'll be played, but right now, we're taping this on the 10th of September. I think it's the 10th of September. You may be watching it in the middle of December. I have no idea. But how do you do that? How do you make these decisions?
As far as the food ordering, and you know, pinch me a little bit. I mean, I pinch myself every day. I mean, how did we get here? How are we surviving? And how do we make changes? I mean, I think the biggest thing to say is you learn from mistakes and experience. We're blessed because we have a big patio that can hold 85 people. We've had a dry summer, so we've been lucky enough where when COVID hit, we couldn't sit inside. We were able to occupy this space out here. So with that being said, our numbers actually increased because everything from the footage we recovered from The Patch, from Windy City Live, who did a feature on us on their TV program, that brought a lot of attention to us. So we've been lucky because our food has actually gone up. It hasn't gone down. And I've been on the other side of that. And that's not the fun side to be on. Every business has had its ups and downs, and we're lucky enough right now we're riding the broom up.
You know, we'll look back on the summer of 2020, you know, for a variety of reasons, a very challenging summer. But one of the things that was not challenging and was beautiful was the majority of our summer evenings were gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful.
Saved us.
Yeah.
Absolutely saved us.
Just a wonderful combination of not a lot of rainstorms, and some beautiful evenings. People can get out and come and enjoy. Back to a subject that's near and dear to your hearts, your career before becoming a restaurateur, Mike, and before you even started out, you were into rap, and now you have, and we're going to go out there in just a minute to visit your new, what is that thing called?
Chartered flight number 1.
Okay.
It's our event mobile on wheels.
So what kind of events will you be? You folks, by the way, we'll put that number back up again. It's 815-630-3966. And more information on anything we're talking about right now is at info@thedock@inwood.com. Okay, got that? Okay, now, who are we going to be serving with that truck?
We are going to be serving corporate events, small weddings, birthday parties. We can accommodate, if someone calls us, they could reach out to us through our website at info@thedock@inwood.com. Tell us what your event is. Tell us what you're thinking. We can accommodate any need you have, and we're happy to. And if you have problems figuring out what your needs are, that's what we're here for. We're here to take the stress off you and make sure your party goes smooth. So give us a call. We're going to bring charter flight number 1 right to your location. We're going to serve our delicious margaritas. We're going to serve domestic bottles, and we're going to bring our catered food to you. And the big question is, and Mike addressed this earlier, is, well, how can we do that? What makes that legal? Well, our margaritas, our mix is non-alcoholic, okay? So we can bring this truck legally to your place. We can sell you our tequila in sealed containers. We could serve you your margarita flights, and you can add the tequila in at your event. That's what makes what we're doing legal.
And the same thing goes for curbside pickup here. You go inside, you get this same thing, and then get a little bottle of tequila going with it. Now, who's the driver of that truck? Jose, what's his name?
Jose Cuervo.
Yeah, there you go.
And tell you what, and Mike will agree with me, the best part about this whole truck is when during COVID, when we were thinking about launching it, we were throwing around the ideas. We knew we had to adapt and change up, and so we started looking for the truck, and we found a truck that was suitable to our needs. It's big, and then we're like, how are we going to make ugly look pretty? And that was the challenge. And we knew we were buying a lot of tequila at the time, so I reached out to one of our reps from Jose Cuervo, and she told me we are the #1 bar tequila purchaser in Northern Illinois.
Wow.
See, which, I mean, last time I checked, there's a lot of bars in Northern Illinois, correct, Mike?
Yeah, think about that, Richard. Here we are in Joliet, Illinois, and our city. We get a lot of bad raps for a lot of things, but, we're #1, you know what I mean? And that's a source of pride, and we've done that here in Joliet, and we've done that with the help of the people of this area, and that's awesome.
That is interesting because Northern Illinois includes a little place called Chicago.
Absolutely.
You would think there'd be a few people drinking some tequila there.
So, getting back to Cuervo, they wanted to, when I approached them on the rap and what we wanted to do, they were all over it. They said, we want to be your partner in this process. So when we showed Charter Flight #1 and how great it looks, I mean, we couldn't be more proud of it. It's been an amazing run. Like I said, it went back to COVID, and for whatever reason, my wife has stayed with me for almost 30 years, and she's used to my craziness, and Mike's used to my craziness, and so it's been fun. I mean, it almost seems like the crazier ideas we come up with. For whatever reason, I mean, we all must be crazy in Joliet because we think alike.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking about the truck, which is the catering end of the business. And as I did on the radio, I've got the list right here, and then it's both of you, both of you. They've got to come up with what does this mean? Categories. Out of the coop, what's smoking, oodles of noodles, the pizza party, flight deck fiesta, going green, and then get the party started.
Out of the coop is a nice, easy one. Any of our wonderful chicken dishes, whether it's, your fried chicken, your chicken strips, your wings. We have such great dipping sauces and flavors mixed in. I'm a big mango habanero guy. I think it's fantastic. All of our chicken, it's just, you name it, that's our coop. So it's great.
Look what we've been smoking. We smoke our pork and brisket for 12 to 14 hours. So it sits in there all night, rubbed down with our homemade rubs, and it's our #1. Our pork is right behind the hamburger with one of our #1 sellers. It's delicious. It goes great for catering. It travels well. It's going to be one of our featured items on our flight deck packages. So we're excited about all the different items we have. And the going green goes back to everything salad related. So like I said earlier, after your great workout, come over here and have something healthy. Have our salmon salad, have our Cobb salad, or if you're a lifter, come over here and bulk up on some of our protein from our Look What We've Been Smoking category. So
I guess we should have started with Get the Party Started too, right? Those are our wonderful appetizers. And our #1 is our frickles, our fried pickles. They're cut really thin and they're delicious. I can't say enough about them, but all our apps are good. And we've just, we changed a little bit right now. We've got some fried cauliflower. Absolutely amazing. For me, in the buffalo sauce, that's the #1 winner. So, and I'm real proud of all our food. Our apps are great. I think like Rick said earlier, there's a reason that all our food sales across the menu are all about the same. It's because it's quality food up and down the menu. So,
Here's a question I didn't ask earlier, and you're not prepared to answer it, but I'm going to do it anyway. What's for dessert?
well, we don't really have a #1 dessert, I would say here, but those are always things that we're looking on and working on in the future. Those are things, and we've had a delicious Oreo homemade pie that Alan, our chef, makes that's out of this world. I would, that's something that I would like every day. You can't have it every day, but those are the things, and and he has the freedom to do those things.
I feel like we're spoiling people with our sweet margaritas,
Right.
And they're kind of sweet toothed out by the time they get to our dessert. So this is kind of like
that for dessert.
no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
The one of the things that I wanted to mention here, and again, at the very end of the show, we'll run some of these numbers and things for you, because I know you're in and out, and maybe you didn't get the information of how to get to this place, where is it, etc. We've mentioned it a couple of times, but we'll do that one more time at the very end of the show. One of the things you'll notice about one of the Thayer brothers, great family also.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The Trafton, is that one guy is wearing a beard. Now we're going to find out why in the world this handsome guy is wearing a beard. So this is reveal time here. You know, like they have gender reveal. Now we're going to have a beard reveal.
So, as one of our great bartender managers, Kevin Kelly, who's one of our star employees, will tell you during the start of the COVID process in end of March, beginning of April, shaving wasn't at the top of my list. We were more focusing on curbside menu. And then as the days went on, I told Kevin, I said, I am not going to shave this until COVID comes to an end. Thinking 4 weeks, 6 weeks, I can deal with it. Now we're going on 2 months, 3 months. It keeps going. So this may be going near the election time or whenever we come up with this vaccine, but it's getting a little scraggly. I have to be very careful when I eat now, but I can't give it up now, because if I come in shaved before I get the blessing of everyone, I think the punishment is going to far exceed the.
Yeah, but here's an idea for you, because I don't know how long this is going to go. Hopefully not that long from the time we're doing this show. I know you guys are community-minded, outreach kind of thing. Yeah. Not right now, not this moment, but have a discussion with your wives. Have a pool as to when he cuts that beard off, and X dollars goes to whatever charity you might have in mind.
I think that's a great idea. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
sounds
shave
good.
it for charity here. We'll do a shave it for charity. We'll
There
pick
might be
one.
some other guys who have done the same thing that they can join in the pool.
Great idea.
You know?
Absolutely.
So let's do that. Okay, we're going to take a little walk, and we're going to check out the Jose Covero truck and the flight deck and all the rest of the things we're going to do here with the show. But before I do that, just because when we get to the truck, we're going to have a fun time. I may not remember to do this, so I'm going to do it right now. I want to thank the two of you for your service, for your police service, law enforcement service, and I want to thank all of you who are in law enforcement. Thank you for the blue line. I'm Richard Frederickson. Let's go to the truck. Well, as promised, we're out here by the Jose Covero. How do you pronounce that name again?
Cuervo.
Because I've never had that adult beverage before. Well, I'm about to. And there's a little breeze off the lake right now, but it'll be perfect when you get here this afternoon or for lunch today, okay? We're at the place is now called, got me? Can you get that? The dock, right here at Inwood. And we're going to have some of these flights that we were talking about. And then as we close out, you'll see all the information at the end of the show, okay? Are you set? All right, now who do we have up here hiding behind the window here? You come on all the way out.
This is Nikki. She's wonderful.
right.
She's our bar manager. We talked about her earlier, like family. Kevin's like family. Nikki, we couldn't be prouder of the people that we have working
We're
here.
going to have you, can you help her put that down there?
Sure can.
And then have Kevin come to the window, come all the way out here, Kev. All right. And we're going to have you do the same thing. Now I'm told that we're okay to do this. Somebody's going to have a pitcher back there. We're going to fill these up. This is what you're supposed to do when you come out here.
That's all right.
That's called frozen. All right, that's perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Kev.
And here's to your next trip to the flight deck here at Inwood. Fabulous place called the Dock. We'll see you there.